Hello guys, it's me again with the ITB Miata. Just want to show you a few things I've learned so far. As you can see right now, the AC has engaged. I'm always tuning. As you can see, I'm always almost tuning the same things, just because I'm really particular with some stuff with the car. Because I like to try it to get it perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn this off right now. So one of the things that I've learned when tuning with ITBs is that it's really hard to try and get as little KPAs as possible. Like right now, I'm really freaking happy that I'm seeing mid 50s, low 50s KPAs. Like regularly, you will see 60 to 70 KPAs at idle. And for those of you who don't know what KPAs are, it's like kilopascals. It's basically a measurement for. It's another measurement for vacuum. So, in a regular, this is what I've learned. And some of you might know this, but I didn't know this. And this is pretty cool. So, in a regular map, you would see your X and Y columns go from whatever pattern you put. So, what I had before here, as you can see, I start at 50, right? So before it started like really low, like almost 0 KPAs, which would mean like a perfect vacuum and all that. So I started thinking, like, with ITBs, I'm not gonna have a perfect vacuum. So I just, instead of like trying to make the table as ideal as possible for a perfect vacuum, I'm gonna set the parameters for the vacuum that I'm actually seeing or able to see with an ITB setup. So my minimum KPA, I put it as the minimum KPA I'm able to achieve with the ITBs. With that said, it gives me more resolution in the table, because if I started with like 0 down here, 50 would be along the middle. So imagine I just cut my fuel map in half. So with this, at least I can spread out my KPAs, so I have more table to work with. A few of you asked me how I was running my maps. So here, let's see. Here you see that on the VE table on the left, I'm actually using KPAs, and the VE table on the right, I'm using TPS. And what I'm doing is I'm running the two tables at the same time, and the second table is compensating for the lack of fuel that the first table might have at certain TPS positions. Like you see, like I don't know if you can see on the second table that it goes from sometimes really red to green to blue. So it's taken into every time I tune, it's taken into consideration the TPS position and RPM position I am at that time, and just basically fueling the kind of AFRs that I need for that RPM. So that basically covers fuel. And with ignition, I basically did the same thing I did with my VE table 1. The reason you see me idling at 18 degrees, I know for some of you that's going to be a lot, but I'm running 93 octane. so I'm not too worried about that. And also, the more you advance timing at idle, the less KPAs you see, so the better vacuum you achieve. The less timing you run at idle, the less vacuum you're gonna see. So it basically helps ITBs run with a fair amount of ignition timing at idle. And also, basically, I try to spread out as much as I could this table, because the difference between this table and the fueling table is that the fuel table is 16 by 16 and ignition is just 12 by 12, so you don't have as much room as you do with the fuel table. Another key factor that I found when tuning ITBs is the TPS signal. It's gotta be rock solid. I was fiddling with my TPS and also the way it was mounted, and the screws for each throttle body on the ITB, so that I could get that solid TPS signal like you see right there. It's like no fluctuation or anything like that. And as you can see, you can also achieve almost a stock idle speed. I know you mostly hear that when you run ITBs, you gotta idle like 1,000 RPMs or more. But if you really work for it and you practice, you will be able to get it idling like almost stock like, and with good AFRs and everything like that. I know this video is kind of long. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm more than willing to help. I love talking about cars and tuning and all that. I don't know everything, but I really like to help, and I really like to hear other people's tuning experience. One last thing is that if you can implement an idle valve with your system, it would save you a lot of headaches. And you just tune the pulse width from the idle valve direct from Megasquirt. So I can vouch for Megasquirt. It's pretty good. It's frustrating sometimes because you do stuff and you see that it's not working, but then you try a little bit harder and you get it working. I'm sorry that I'm just rambling on. I just got off from working 12 hours. If some of this stuff doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. I'm kind of sleepy. I just wanted to make this video so that I can contribute to the page with something good. Again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.